Peace was good with it, man. This your boy Nolan, man. I know I'm kind of late on the preseason review, man. Dress rehearsal, as they like to call it. Third game, preseason game of the year. The Detroit Lions did a turnaround from last week. First half, mainly they were good at just like moving the ball downfield, man, with the first teams. Matthew Stafford had some beautiful plays, man. One in Galladay, one that would have been a T.J. Jones, but would have played. Now, T.J. Jones got downfield enough to draw that flag, man. But the Lions did kind of struggle with the red zone ability, not mainly due to the ability of the players necessarily, but it was more on the lines of play calling. As y'all know, they're preseason. You're just going to go in there and give rep playbooks. You're not giving the regular season stuff. So everything we seen that day, we saw over the last 3 games. You might see a play here, play there from the playbook of the preseason that may be simple and basic. Just throw somebody out. You can not go see that in the freaking regular season. You know what I'm saying? So, that was a good. Like I said, nice seeing Galladay get open. How way he did it, he got open, made a nice catch. Kind of one of those catches you felt was about to be made. But one thing I say, he still got a lot to learn. He can drop some of the real easiest passes too, but he can also make the good easy ones as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how his season turn out. Keen Viles, Brandon Powell, man, balled out today. Yesterday, one with the return and making catches. Other one making catches for first downs. That's what a tight end does, using his power to force first downs, man. Getting the ball. That's what a quarterback needs a tight end for those big size, catching ability. And it's good to see that he's taking those short passes too. That I like to see that from a tight end, because the fact of the matter, it's hard to cover a tight end when he's going downfield, but it's harder to have to stop a tight end when he's coming from uphill from the short lane or almost off the what they call that. You hear it a lot. The slot, not necessarily the slot, but y'all know what I mean. See him going for the extra 10 yards because you got receivers and running backs being used up. So it's good to see them using their tight end set somewhat. But I think they need to get a little bit better at it in the regular season as far as using the tight end set to its full ability along with the running back. Says even as far as running backs, hell, even Dwayne Washington caught a pass yesterday. So it was good to see him. I've been wondering where he was at. Hopefully we get more of him in Game 4, because Zinner got most of the snaps the first 2 games. So I would prefer to see Dwayne Washington close things out on Game 4, where it's like the last chance if you're trying to make a roster for you guys to come in and make it. If Brandon Powell doesn't make the roster after this, I don't know what to say. Keen Viles, Brandon Powell, those are 2 guys I wouldn't mind taking. Not that the other tight ends played necessarily bad, but it's just that Keen Viles has been fighting for it. He's acting like Kerry Hyder, for God's sakes. Speaking of Kerry Hyder, defensive line had 2 sacks yesterday. Actually, defense missed out on maybe 3, 4, or 5 down there. Jared Davis actually missed the one that Sylvester Williams cleaned up on, which was good to see him get. He's usually a run stuffer, Sylvester Williams, so it was good to see him actually get a rep and get a sack, showing he can be a pass rusher when he wants to be, I guess, or when he's actually in a position to do so. So a good veteran instinct right there. Ziggy had, I think he got the other one. No, Zetto got the other one. But Ziggy has some nearly good stats, man. He was bringing some pressure outside. Ashawn and Zetto was in the 4th, then the 3rd and 14s, man. And Zetto was one of the guys that got snapped. So to me, it doesn't mean that Ashawn and them were losing. You can't, in our preseason under Matt Patricia, man, you cannot sit here and say that just because a player that's normally starting is on the 14 is because he's horrible. You're saying it because you want to mix and match and see different techniques and chemicals that you didn't know could possibly exist. So you never know. He might play good against some other guy who's been playing decent and may can help uncover another player or whatever, if that makes sense. It's not because Zetto sucked, because Zetto played nicely the first couple of games, as far as I'm concerned. But, if you put in, he even got the second sack of the damn preseason here this season. So, at some point, they're just using guys for different rests. Again, LeGarrette Blount is a prime example. Kudos to LeGarrette Blount, man, making some tough runs, coming here, trying to tell people basically with his actions how we're doing preseason. He's trying to tell. He's not complaining about the freaking being on 3rd teams at times. He's been all across the teams. from first to the damn near fourth. Okay, he's getting his reps. He's not whining, complaining. He's running over people. He takes his runs and bruises. Same with Amir Abdullah, man. Had a very nice game. Had some nice runs that I like to see. Carry on. Finally got a couple touches this game. Not enough, of course. Riddick had a nice touchdown run, as y'all know. This I'm gonna say it like this. I don't care about that unnecessary punt return off the field goal. Okay, I don't care. Only reason why the Lions did that on 62 yards was just to see if they can make it. You're not gonna always go make it for 60 yards plus, man. And it's only preseason. You're not gonna be able to do that all the time. So it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, the Lions won the game. And specifically of that, man, Matt Castle, Jay Rudolph, the run game was showing up for them, and which means they were able to start lighting people up on passes, man. And even when you look at Jay Rudolph's game against the Giants, he was doing that without any running, any help from the run games against the Giants last Friday. He was actually making some key passes to get the final touchdown they were able to get, even though they still lost. So that's why I still would rank Jay Rudolph over him and say he should win the quarterback spot because he showed the ability to still make plays, going no tempo and everything else. You know, that mattered. But even as you can see, somebody who's supposed to be as horrible as Matt Castle looked decent with the run game going for him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. Like, remember when he was with Dallas in 2015, he won a few games because the level of running game that was still there from guys like Darren McFadden, for example. So, that's what the Lions are trying to do. That's why you should have a run game. I'm not necessarily asking for a 100-yard rusher every game, but can we get some consistent situational runs when we need them the most? To keep the offense at a flow. You know what I'm saying? The basic run throw is the only way to play offense, man. We do got to use our tight end sets and our running back screen sets so much, throwing different people in and out the slot. Lions got to master those type of techniques. They have the quarterback to do it. Matthew Stafford extending plays. That's the stuff I took out yesterday. He took some sacks now, but you had Radnall at right guard, and I think you had Wiggins at left at times. So it's like, of course, your whole offensive line wasn't starting like that, and there is starting was on the right side. So that's a different chemistry makeup. So it's like things are like that going to happen. It's preseason, not wish-washing it down. Is what it is. I'm not saying we're going to be perfect on both sides, but I think the Lions have got a chance to be very good this year. And never know. Like I said, they made 2 moves this week. They may not be done with making moves. Moves are made a lot of times after preseason cuts. So you got to wait. Not hit the panic button yet. So, again, Stafford, the way he was extending plays, it seems like even despite the two sacks, a lot of the sacks came from the pocket. Really couldn't do it, none. They fell apart. But a lot of ones that could have been sacks, the way he was avoiding them and using his foot and finding a way to buy himself time, that's what I wanted to see out of Stafford. Hopefully if he is pushed to that position this year, he's able to do that. I know he's not the fastest quarterback, but even Tom Brady has some great pocket awareness. So, maybe that's a foreshadowing for something, hopefully. The way, Stafford can just throw those deep balls down there, there's potential more flags could be drawn, so that's my take on the game, man. Nice little comeback win, I gotta say, using the way it went down. I like to see that, a little fight. Sometimes preseason make it a little fun. Preseason is, you gotta remember, man, it's the game to be ugly. You're supposed to do horrible shit in the preseason, so hopefully you learn not to do it in the regular season. That's the way I look at it. Everybody, like I remember last year, everybody was tripping about the Patriots game we lost and got exposed because we was looking good the first 2 games, which was Indy and the Jets, but you was going to get some quarterbacks that just wasn't doing it. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I hope Tom Brady exposes us. Everybody's commenting on that video last year like, well, you actually agree with us not looking good in front of the Patriots? Like, dude, Patriots are used to playing and blowing people out, whether it's preseason or regular season, because they personnel, how they do things, and that the usual guys that are there won championships when they're coming back. So that's why I was hoping that we get exposed, so I can see some of the weaknesses of the team then, instead of being surprised during the regular season like a lot of people who were, despite that loss. So, same thing goes for this year. I want to see the Lions' weaknesses, so that way it's better to understand the strengths and why those weaknesses are there. So, you know what I mean? And that's why I say it's just fucking preseason, excuse my French. And that's all I got to say about it. Oh, final thing I want to say, sorry, never lost in the, get your ass out. If you don't do nothing after this game, next game, you come to regular season, play like ass trade. Get out. Just get out. And that's my take for the guys. Shout out to everybody, DB, Ray Moore, East 1LB, King, Dante Chase, Man Beast Morris, Craig Jobman, Ace Taker, you know, uh, J-Mo, there goes Mobby, rest of y'all on DB, man. Shout out to the gang. Peace.